Just make sure it's muted on there. Yeah.
And then we can just reply to everybody, although of course, free to text each other and then. That way nobody answers you. Just go for it.
Job.
I'm shocked that all that happened.
Today, had everything. Everything. I just started. Bruce says that's the last time we did.
It was,
I don't know why though, they didn't just go ahead and do this kind of that.
we have, you know,
I know. Yeah.
That's enough. All right, something. I eat now.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Just put stuff away. Thanks.
This is the.
Call order, February 20th, 2022 meeting in the town of Zion Planning Commission. This meeting has been noticed in compliance with the South Carolina. I'm Bill Lyon. Ed Steers, to my left is the vice chair, Zinni Quinn, sorry, member, Mark Mayer, other member, and Deborah Goodwell to my right is that's me. We have Francis Simmons, our secretary and planning commission secretary and panel clerk. Kristen Crane, our planning director. Flannery Woods, planner 2, and then that's it. When you're speaking, please remove your mask. We have a motion to approve the minutes for the October 14th meeting.
So, yes.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. At this time, we'd like to encourage anyone who'd like to speak in general, make public comments. This the public comment portion of the meeting. Please state the name, address, and for the records. Vice Chair. we'll ask for the staff.
I do have something. One thing is the next planning commission date is March 10th, not the 17th. That's the town council date. I wrote that wrong on the agenda. I apologize. And another update is the small cell wireless ordinance that we started working on. Town council will hear a proposal at their February meeting from JLA Engineering to consult with us to help write the small cell ordinance. And so they'll work up some things, work with planning commission, hopefully if town council approves that, and maybe get something going back. So there's been a little halt on that with you guys. So that's the update on the small cell wireless. About that.
Can we say that?
Yeah.
Can we say that?
Certainly.
The feeling is mutual, but not as strong.
No, nobody feels strongly about that. And that's all.
Those amendments to the county general zoning and land regulation ordinance still, staff will do a short review and answer any questions regarding these amendments.
I don't have a presentation because it's pretty short and sweet. I included the minutes from the town council meeting in your packet, so you can see what the discussion was. And the vote was 3-2 to have you guys looking at just striking everything involving agriculture or bees from our ordinance, which would, we would certainly be able to give people guidance if they call, but we wouldn't have any regulations or code enforcement abilities for beekeeping. It would just be essentially keeping it a neighbor to neighbor type thing. So if it's struck from right now we have it as a special exception in single family residential areas. And the proposal from council would be to just strike it completely from the use table.
So now we have to go to the BCA.
Right now it would, but if this passes this way, then it wouldn't go to the BZA. You could, yeah, there'd be no regulations, monitored by the town.
Okay.
Do we have someone here who can give us some strong reasons why we would strike it?
We don't. Me? You like to speak on it, but,
I can. I can relay what was said in town council, if you guys so choose.
yeah, I included the minutes, but.
Okay, yeah, so, sorry, everybody, I'm mad. But, so when we were at town council, and we were discussing the information that came up was that these are kind of self-regulating anyway. Like if you don't maintain the hives, they're not gonna stay. And if you're not taking care of them properly, they will leave. So, and Councilman Bowles brought up like less government things, less regulations. We don't need to regulate every little single solitary item of our life. That was the premise of striking this, and let it be a neighbor to neighbor thing. So, and because they are self-regulatory and not stay where it's nasty, or if they're not being taken care of, and we need bees, you know? It's not like they're African killer bees, they're honeybees. So that was the thought. Do you guys have any questions about that?
Did he take into consideration somebody who does this commercially? Move the hive around, but they leave him in his island and maybe during the winter time, bring them in?
No, but I don't know. I mean, what are you saying that the commercial person was bringing like 15 beehives and put them in their yard.
They could, I mean,
And in
they
that,
don't move just one hive, I mean, they go out there and move the hive, they're gonna move whatever hives they got out there all at one time. All or none.
but when I read it, the restriction is what, one hive per, it can only be single family homes, and like 2 hives per, however, take each other, how they work, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah, so if this passes, though, you would, I think what you're saying is if someone wanted to put 50 hives in their yard, then they
Maybe
could.
even on a temporary basis, I mean, but it's.
Yeah, they would be allowed. I mean, we wouldn't say yes or no. That would be, that would be a civil thing that they'd have to deal with their neighbors if there was a concern.
and then,
But if it was a business, would they have to have a business license to do that?
Yes, so if it was a business and they were making money, I guess we would treat that,
Only if the mailing address without that location.
right,
If
yeah.
their mailing address for the business is not at that location, then we really wouldn't have grounds to pursue it as a home occupation. So considering that someone could bring 50 beehives to their backyard, and if it wasn't their business location, we wouldn't really have grounds to prevent that. So that's.
you don't have any questions?
Yeah, I do have a question. Because you were, apparently you were there with the discussion, but
Yes,
what happens if my neighbor got beehives? And for some reason they decide they don't like me every time I go out in the yard? What can I do to keep them from making them move the bees? I got to go to court or something like that.
you would talk to your neighbors, you could file a police a report and complain, the same way that you would do any other neighbor dispute. And even if there were, I'm just saying, even if there were only 2 hives and your neighbors, bees decided they didn't like you, is that what you're saying, or that the neighbors didn't like you? The bees didn't like you, then they still wouldn't have to move their beehives. They can have them right where they, you know what I mean? So that regulation wouldn't protect you. I mean, it might, because they wouldn't have to move them, they've already got it. That's already, it's under the regulation, so. That's what I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna have a seat, let you guys get on it.
Cindy, you're. That's not.
I'm a bee lover, but I mean, I'm just thinking, I've been called out to places where bees didn't stay in the hive, they went to someone's house or yard.
We
Back around
probably,
livestock primarily.
we probably ought to make a motion to approve this and then open a discussion.
Is that what we should do?
Yes. Somebody like a motion to make a motion?
I mean,
I make a motion to approve.
We have a second?
Second.
I'll go ahead for discussion.
Yeah, I could see, neighbor disputes, but as you mentioned, there, if let's say you have a bee allergy and your neighbor has 2 beehives and you're worried about that, or, like a shot or something like that for your children, or, the fears that go around beekeeping too, for those who aren't sure how it works and how to alleviate them, the current plan still allows your neighbor to have beehives. So this is just saying the town doesn't need to approve that, it just, or to let each person decide how many beehives is right for their property. What was the argument, I'm curious, as to why 2 wasn't enough? 2 per quarter acre?
I think it was just that, having any regulation limited the number of bees. Bees is much less.
it's sort of comical, but I can see a good reason to regulate beekeeping versus the rooster ordinance that we got into a long time ago. Roosters really put virtue of bees and sting.
Well, roosters can wake you up. I think that's the point. I spoke, I don't know much about this, but I did speak with one of my neighbors who has beehives. And she told me that if you have too many beehives, they're gonna crash basically. And I know you've had beehives in the past, so you might know more about it than I do. So. Anybody else? All right. We have a motion on the table. Is all in favor of approving the removal of any limitations on freelance? So please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Nay.
Nay.
So it's, Mark, you were aye? Yeah. Mark, Bill, and Ed were aye, and Deb and Jenny were nay. So, motion carries. County Council will hold a public hearing, first reading of this amendments at their March 17th meeting. Second reading will be held at the council on April 21st. I had asked Kristen to put something on about changing the time from 6:35 to 6:30. And since then I've learned that could be an issue for Dr. County. And so we'll open that up this week. Need to make a proposal on that. I need to make a motion on that also. I move that we change the time to 6:30. We have a second. Open discussion. Anybody have comments?
That means that somebody would always have to do directly.
That means that, well, as it is now, we start the meeting at 6:35. Part of the problem was that the Zoom meetings start on half hour. So we're starting the meeting, the Zoom meetings at 6:30 regardless. So that was part of it. And then there was a little confusion as far as people thinking it started at 6:30, it starts at 6:35, which.
You're talking about,
Right. Yeah, Dr. Manano sees patients until 6:30, and she's our liaison between the county council and planning. So she likes to lead it, and we like to have her. And so that's the problem. That's the conflict.
So you can't start the Zoom at 6:35.
Now,
You can't start it at 6:35.
I think,
So in other words, our meeting starts at 6:35, we would have to wait till 7?
No, we could, it's on a half hour. They just give you an option to start it. So we started at 6:30 and then we just wait till 6:35 to actually begin.
so what happened today when we did start at 6:35?
Well, everybody's watching it at 6:30 when the Zoom recording starts. And then we wait 5 minutes.
Now, if we were to stay at 6:35, could you show something on the Zoom screen that says, hey, we can move again in 5 minutes or something like that? I mean, I'm curious.
I don't think I can add something like that on Zoom, I mean.
You don't think that's optional?
Or that.
Yeah, I could share my screen and, yeah, I mean. And then I could
We
write
advertised the
something.
meeting 6:35, right?
Hmm,
We advertised the meeting at
Yeah.
6:35.
right. Mhm.
We could let the public at 6:35. Is there a way to have them in the waiting room and then let them out?
I'm sure there is.
I think we have. We gotta make an accommodation, But- And if they think maybe that it's 6:30, but it starts at 6:35, at least it won't be late. I
Is
got-
there an issue that we need
At least it won't be late, okay? I got here like 6:10,
Mhm.
so that I won't be late. You just never know with the traffic.
Any other comments? All right.
Yeah.
So
But you can leave early.
A yea vote would be to change the time. A nay vote would be to leave it as it is. All those in favor say aye.
So, and as it is now,
Being nay,
which is 6:35.
yes. But all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Nay. It's unanimous.
Unanimous, everyone.
We leave it at 6:35.
Okay.
What's it do about it?
That's what I was saying.
Now we need to vote for chair and vice chair. Do we have a motion for a nomination for chair?
I do.
I know.
All right, go. Let's say. Anybody else?
I move nomination cease.
All those in favor, Ms. Chairman, say aye.
Aye.
Matt, all those opposed, nay. Motion carries, it's unanimous.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Do we have a nomination for vice chair?
I nominate Jim Bidwell.
Do we have a second? I'll second. Any other nominations for vice chair? If not, all those in favor of Deb as vice chair, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Nay. It's unanimous. Yeah. Congratulations. Our next meeting will be on March 10th. 2022. We have any comments, commissioners?
I do.
All
When they sent us the minutes, the agenda and so forth, I did appreciate tacking on the minutes of the town council, so just a little bit more insight.
Yes.
But I read the whole town council thing, and I forgot all the rules, but you know, it's black. Anyway, I appreciate that, it helped out. At least where people are standing on some of the topics. Maybe we can do this every time.
I think every time if something's coming back, we can definitely do that.
it's a good way for us to understand what's going on in council. Not everything. All right. So, comments? Thanks, Jeff. And thanks, Dave, for.
Okay,
Okay. Sure.